What's the most cringe-worthy approval-seeking behavior you've ever seen? Dude who told everyone that he's gonna work out just to carry his girlfriend. Did push-ups in the office for everyone to see. His girlfriend is pretty small. I know this girl who's a friend of a friend that is really pretty, and knows she's really pretty, but tries really hard to act like she has no idea. About a year ago she got in a car wreck. I don't know how badly she was hurt, but she ended up in the hospital, and also note that there was no damage to her face. Several times a day she'd post a selfie of her saying shit like, "Oh my gosh, I am just so hideous without my makeup on." Insert glamour shot of her posing in her hospital bed, obviously wearing makeup. Went to a girl's birthday party where she made everyone there sit in a circle and say their favorite thing about her. She told her boyfriend if he didn't come up with something good enough, she was breaking up with him. She was turning 21. We don't speak anymore. When people use too many curse words to seem cool. If it doesn't come naturally, you end up sounding stupid. My ex. She was lactose intolerant, which made it difficult to find food she could eat in restaurants, etc. However, even after we'd quiz the waiter and get them to check with the chef that there's no dairy on whatever she was ordering, she would always risk it by having some of my meal, which would include dairy in some form or another. This would inevitably lead to her feeling sick within 30 minutes, and I would then spend the rest of the evening looking after her. This ruined dozens of days and nights out, but she seemed to prefer being looked after to actually going out with me. I knew a girl in middle school who lost a lot of weight after being put on ADHD medication. She used to swan around and complain loudly about how she was never hungry anymore and she just couldn't stop losing weight. She kind of stopped doing it after some guy told her, "Really? Don't worry, it's not noticeable." Lying about social/financial status and one-upping everything everyone says. Always having to be better/smarter/richer than everyone else. Just ended a long-term acquaintance-type friendship over this. I just could not take it anymore, especially when different versions of the story were getting told to different people, even though this person had to know we all talk to each other. A girl in my class talks to all the teachers like she is equal to them and intellectually more advanced than everyone. She thinks she's good friends with them, but most I've talked to find her annoying. This kid I knew in middle and high school would leave drawings or stories he was working on out on his desk accidentally, so that people walking by would compliment them. They were pretty much crap. If no one noticed them, he would accidentally drop them off the desk towards someone else, so that when the other person picked it up, they'd comment on it. At one point, he had a big sketchbook that he would just leave open on desks in the middle of class so that everyone could see his poorly drawn anime characters. This kid was me. Also, I'm pretty sure telling this story counts as cringe-worthy approval-seeking behavior. Faking anorexia for sympathy. I have several friends who went through anorexia or other eating disorders, and it still angers me so much how this girl acted. She was incredibly rude about it, unlike any of the other people I knew who have went through it. She posted things on Facebook like, "My BMI is only 13 but no one seems to notice despite her not all looking 25 kilo underweight." Or things about her diet to counter anorexia which no doctor would ever recommend, like eating 3 times the recommended calories to make up for the weight loss, which she had to do or else her organs would fail. She also had a non-anorexic twin sister that not only seemed to ignore her rants but was the same size as her as well. Just last weekend there was a drunk girl blocking the doorway to the backyard of this party and asking everyone that tried to get through the door to tell her that she was pretty before they could walk through the door. It wasn't joking around either, it was with puppy dog eyes when she asked. She was devastated when I told her I would do no such thing. I had to block my cousin's daughter from Facebook because the things she was posting were so over-the-top ridiculous I'd wince reading it. The worst one was when she posted that her boss asked her out to lunch, and she thought he was going to hit on her. Yes, she posted on Facebook she thought her boss was hitting on her. Then she went on to post that he promoted her to manager and was going to give her control of an entire new office. I'm not even sure she graduated high school, so it was cringy and ridiculous to say the least. I knew this immature guy that acted like the class clown the first time we met. We were freshmen in college, so it was bizarre. He would also dumb himself down and pretend not to know things so people would explain it to him. Later on, he matured. His constantly searching for other people's approval didn't change though. He would invite people to lunch and foot the bill. He'd bake tons of cookies just to give them away. It sounds mean, but he was a bit pathetic. He just wanted people's approval to have a friend. The worst part has got to be how he changes his opinion depending on who he talks to. I'd hear him say one thing when he's with this person and another thing when he's with another person. If he takes a liking to a person, he'd move heaven and earth just to impress. His interests, style, and even speech would change overnight. I still think he's a nice guy and chat with him from time to time. 2 months ago at my friend's birthday, her 18-year-old niece dropped to the floor and curled up in a ball. I was going to see if she was alright until one of my friends told me that she does that all the time when she wants attention. She stayed like that for a good 5 minutes until she stood up and stomped into her bedroom. Coworker would loudly complain about the pettiest things during meetings, usually followed by loud angry huffs and sighs when she didn't get support. She would then spend the rest of the day venting about the issues to individual people, looking for someone, anyone, who agreed with her. She was unanimously disliked and absolutely oblivious. There's this one female supervisor, maybe mid to late 30s, who really desperately tries to talk to the younger male reps working. Like absolutely anything they say, she will laugh so loudly at and for a really long time and lightly touch their arms or back while laughing. I've been watching her for a while. She definitely doesn't act like that with other females or older males working, and you can just tell how someone looks when they're trying to flirt or be cute, like twirling her hair only around those young guys and telling them to stop being so funny when they really didn't say anything funny, just normal conversation.